Hello, and God bless you. Thank you for listening to Moments of Faith again. And I truly hope these are a blessing to you. I'm in the middle of Romans chapter 12, going through it verse by verse, talking about some things. And I wanted to take this time to just look at it. As we're talking about our gifts and service in the church, I had a saying that goes, everybody thought anybody could do it, but nobody realized that everybody would not do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have. That's great for the church today. And I want to kind of clarify this whole chapter we're going through. You go back at the first one and look at Romans chapter 1 and 2, when he's talking about presenting our bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God. He says, which is your reasonable service. We talked about that. He says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I've said many times, the battle for the Christian life is one of loss in how you think. If you're not in the Word of God, if you're not praying, you're not going to be thinking right. You're going to be led by your emotions and your feelings instead of by the Word of God, and do what is right, not what you hope is right, but doing what is right. And as he's telling us these things, and I ask if you're a transformer or are you being conformed to this world? And when we talk about that in the church, everybody thinks somebody ought to do something, but nobody's doing anything. I talked about 20% of the people in a local church do 80% of the work. And my friend, that shouldn't be. We need to roll up our sleeves and get busy as we see the day approaching, as I talked about. And then we talked about that. We talked about the service, our gifts that God has given us to use. And using those gifts, that's what's going to transform your life when you use the gifts. If you're not using your gifts, you're conforming to this world. You're out of fear, worrying about what people are going to think instead of considering what God thinks, and if you're using your life to please Him or not. And I exhort you to use your gifts for the glory of God. Don't sit in a chair or a pew and just be there, listen to the Word, and get up and go out the next day. Just come there and think that your presence has blessed something. Your presence is a blessing. I love it when I look out in the crowd and I see people. I love our church. I love the people in our church, and we've been called together for a great purpose. And I want to encourage you, look at your church. I don't care if there's 10 people or 10,000. You're needed in your church to bring people to Christ and bring those people up in the faith. Not be arguing about what color the carpet is, or if it's hot or cold, or the music's too loud or too soft or too charismatic or popular music, and you want hymns. All those things have a place, but my friend, if we're focusing on that, we're leaving the real picture of what God has called us to do out of it. And so I want you to consider that as you use your gifts. And we look at next week when we go into the next portion, is to behave like a Christian. What should a Christian behave like? Well, we know that from the gifts of the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, long-suffering. And my friend, I exhort you, I'm teaching you, I'm preaching to us today to get busy for God, and looking forward to next time we get together. God bless you. Have a great day.